Morning. Today let us consider the spirit of Advent. The spirit of Advent. It's the second Sunday in Advent. It's candle number 2. Advent is marked by a spirit of expectation. It's a spirit of hope. Christmas is coming. Are you ready? The children can't wait. Adults kind of hope it doesn't come right now because they're unprepared. But there's this anticipation that demands our preparation, and today we're talking a little bit about preparing for Christmas. I mean, for the ladies that have had a baby, you can think back. And there was kind of that anticipation. And there was some preparation during that 9 months. I don't know if you were painting nurseries, gathering things. We're in the preparation time. And I'll admit that I often have to get my own attitude right before Christmas. It's a tough time for me. Many of you know me well, so you pretty well know that. I do not like cold. I do not like dark. And I'm not materialistic at all. So sitting in a circle and trading gifts with people that I rarely see and acting like I want something is really not me. I mean, you can imagine me in these white elephant things, and I haven't had to do those this year so far, and I'm grateful. Sitting in a circle. I'd rather be watching basketball. I'd rather be doing anything. And they're passing these gifts around, and most of the time the ladies are saying, "Oh, that's cute. I'd like that. I'm the kind of guy. I'm very competitive, but if you like this, you can have it." Okay? And that messes up the spirit of Christmas and the spirit of giving, because there's nothing that I'm given in a circle of white elephant stuff that I really care about, and I can't act like I do. So you can imagine Pastor Dan's face when we're sitting there playing that game. I haven't learned how to do that well, and I'm grateful so far that I haven't had to do it this year. C.S. Lewis said, "I see no reason why I should volunteer views as to how other people should spend their money, in their leisure, among their friends. I mean, it's highly probable that they want my advice on such matters as little as I want theirs. But Christmas is unfortunately everyone's business. I mean the commercial racket part of Christmas. The interchange of presents was a very small ingredient in the older English festivity. And I preached on Scrooge before, and at one time I thought he was a hero. But the reformed Scrooge, after confronting the ghost of the Christmas past and the ghost of the Christmas present and future, and a lot of us have ghosts of the Christmas past, and we may have to deal with our past during Christmas time, but after he confronted those various ghosts, he ordered a turkey for his clerk. Lovers sent love gifts. Toys and fruit were given to the children. But the idea that not only all friends, but even all acquaintances should give one another presents, or at least Christmas cards, is quite modern. It's been forced upon us by the shopkeepers. So Black Friday is a new thing. And Cyber Monday is a new thing for the shopkeepers. And I'm thinking of God of wonders beyond the galaxy. You are worthy, the creator of everything. And then what man has created pales in comparison with what God has created. Have you got all your Facebook friends' gifts? May we wish them Merry Christmas, because soon I will celebrate Jesus, the God that I believe in, not only for time, but for all of eternity. May our focus be on Jesus, but I'll tell you, that's tough. It's tough. May the merriment and the rush not separate us from the sacred things. Moving from the mall to the manger is a real tough transition. But may we keep Christ real. 24/7, every day of our life, may we keep Christ real. A lot of people have great expectations. Advent, there's this spirit of expectation, the spirit of anticipation that demands our preparation. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Preparing for Christmas. God desires for us to prepare room in our hearts for Jesus, because there's a lot of things that can crowd him out. A real quick Christmas Eve survey. And I don't know, did you sign in whether you were going to be here or not? Okay. Just a quick show of hands. How many plan on being here Christmas Eve? If we would have a service, raise your hand. I'm looking around quickly. Put the hands up high, because it helps me. Okay, put them down. Because I always say, and if you indicated that on the pew pad, it will help. Because I always say, I'm going to a Christmas Eve service. If it's not here, I'm going somewhere else. I already know where I'm going to go if we don't have a service. But if we have people that are going to be a part of that, we will do that. So we will make that decision within the week. And all your help will be incredibly helpful. We picked up a Christmas family now. So little by little, we are preparing for Christmas. God desires for us to prepare room in our hearts for Jesus. Advent's marked by a spirit of expectation, a spirit of anticipation that demands our preparation. There's a matter of longing for that time, longing for the child. We can't wait until he is birthed. There's a cry for deliverance from the evils of the world, from economic crisis. One comedian a few years ago said that Harvard medical scientists announced that they found the gene that is responsible for the aging process. They said it may be possible to reverse many aspects of aging. And I'm told that this year they found that thing works in mice. This discovery came just in time so people can enjoy a long life with no money. It's not so funny, is it? It's a little bit true. You know, we're thinking through a cry from deliverance from the evils of the world, the economic crisis, the terrorism, the moral decline, the greed among people, where sometimes people get stampeded and trampled when they're trying to get to Black Friday and Cyber Monday's a little easier. They don't get trampled through the computer. But there's been some sad stories of people that don't care about other people and they care more about stuff. Yet from the first sin of the garden, this world's always been lost without God. I want you to think about that. It's always been lost without God. All we like sheep have gone astray. We've turned everyone to his own way, but the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us all. People lost without God. The Bible images are often discouraging. You can track through your Bible war, hate, famine, epidemics, a Caesar on his throne, a Paul in prison, Christians being persecuted. But now, after the centuries, the Caesar is gone. Paul's a symbol of faith, and Jesus is still the way, the truth, and the life. And no one comes on the Father except through him. And Jesus is reaching out. He's reaching out to every nation. He's reaching out to every man. Now, here's something I found this week, and I think it's pretty accurate. There was basically only one Christmas. There was only one Christmas. And everything after that is an anniversary. Think about that. And most people miss the first Christmas. Mary, Joseph, a few shepherds, and everyone else missed it. And now we celebrate that birth, but we look beyond the birth because there was a purpose for it that many people forget. Advent is marked by a spirit of longing for deliverance from the evils of the world, expressed by the Israelite slaves in Egypt as they cried out from the bitter oppression. It's a cry of those who have experienced tyranny of injustice in a world under the curse of sin, and yet have hope of deliverance, that God will deliver us, because God hears the cries of oppressed slaves, and he did that before, and he delivered them. You see, Advent is the beginning of the church year for most churches in the Western tradition. It begins on the fourth Sunday before Christmas. That would have been last week, November 28th, and it ends on Christmas Eve. And today is candle number 2. It's the second Sunday of Advent. The word Advent means coming or arrival. It comes from an English-Latin derivative. Advent reminds us of adventure. You've heard that word, adventure. And may this season be an adventure. We emphasize hope, anticipation, and decoration. The sanctuary looks different today than it looked last week. In preparation for Christmas, and the focus of the entire season is celebrating of the birth of Jesus Christ and his first advent, his arrival, his coming. It's also an anticipation of the return of Christ in his second coming, because he will come again as soon and coming King. Are we living as Advent people? Are we living in light of his second coming? Now, in the paper yesterday, Saturday, December 4th, the Journal-Gazette, 2010, it says in the headline, "City among spots chosen to herald return of Jesus." A Christian group is proclaiming Jesus' impending return, and billboards going up in several U.S. cities, including Fort Wayne, for the holiday season. Allison Warden, one of the founders of We Can Know, based in Raleigh, North Carolina, said Wednesday that the analysis of Scripture, particularly the genealogies, show that Jesus will come in May. God actually provides a calendar that points to May 21, 2011 as the day for Christ to return. Now, I believe Jesus Christ is coming back. And I'm trying to live in light of his coming. I've read my Bible a few times. I wouldn't automatically nail May 21, 2011 as the day. They've got the signs that will be coming. But you know, it could be. It could be. Matter of fact, I'll mess you up. It could be before then. And wouldn't it be sad if people think they have this time? And then I think really they deal with it, and you know, I think October is kind of when the world ends. You know, you kind of have about 5 months in there. Question is, are we living in light of the second coming of Christ? He's already come. There's one Christmas. Most people missed it. Everything else is an anniversary, and we are living in the last days. The last days. Any way you would define that biblically. You see, Advent is far more than marking a 2,000-year-old history event. It's celebrating a truth about God, that through Christ he desires to bring the world back to himself again, and he wants each one of us to prepare room in our hearts for Jesus. The spirit of Advent is the spirit of hope. Though faint at times, when God seems a little distant, it's that hope which brings to the world the anticipation of a king who will reign in righteousness. It's a hope that anticipates anew the reign of the anointed one, a Messiah who will right the wrongs, who will bring peace to earth. And his name is, help me now, Jesus. That's what the season's about. That's what we're preparing for.